This has gotta be the most versatile piece of gear that I've ever owned, period. And I'm not just saying that because it's Apple or because I'm an iPad beat maker, but this has gotta be the most flexible device that I own right now and have owned for a while. So this is my iPad mini 6, and this is my setup after owning it for 1 year. This device allows me to do anything, anywhere, at any time. And like I've said already in my previous initial review of the iPad mini 6, this is just my favorite overall device for convenience and now even productivity and content creation. For everything that I've been doing, the iPad mini 6 has been my literal workhorse, especially for this channel. From video editing, photo editing, and music production, this has done it all. Even down to live streaming. Every single live stream that I've had on this channel since I've owned this has been ran straight off of this device. And that's no cap. So let's talk about why the iPad mini 6 is my favorite device, hands down. It's definitely my go-to, especially for portability and the convenience factor of being able to throw this in a bag or even in a jacket pocket. Now, when it comes to productivity, I'm talking about things like reading and responding to emails, editing photos and thumbnails for the channel, as well as Instagram photos and videos, and even creating and signing important documents. But if you've been rocking with this channel for a while, you and I both know that it definitely doesn't stop there. I feel like the most average consumer might just buy this for a small child or even just for lounging around the house and media consumption. You know, I get down with the media consumption. I'm watching YouTube, I'm watching my anime on Crunchyroll and Funimation, and even some HBO Max, some Disney Plus and Netflix shows right on here. I mean, that's a given, that's a no-brainer. But not only is this my favorite for media consumption, but it's definitely one of my favorites for video editing. Again, every single video that you've seen since I've owned this has been edited on the iPad mini using LumaFusion. LumaFusion is definitely the best video editing app on the iOS platform. So much so that I haven't even used a desktop or a laptop situation to edit any type of videos. Being able to edit videos on the go using something small and compact like this has been super clutch. I've been able to edit and push videos out for clients and even for this channel using apps like LumaFusion and using devices like the iPad Pro and the iPad mini. When it comes to my video editing experience, whether it's on this or my iPad Pro, the workflow and the whole entire experience is pretty much identical. That's why I don't even pick up the Pro anymore. It's all here. Now you might hear some people complain about the refresh rate, but I just can't tell the difference. So I'm not even gonna give that any energy. Now when it comes to live streaming, I use this as the host. Sometimes I use the built-in camera with center stage, as you've seen on my live streams, and sometimes I use external cameras using a sort of complicated setup, so I'll probably end up doing a video on the app that I use for live streaming. But the fact that this has a 12 megapixel camera on the front that uses a wide angle center stage feature, I just can't recommend anything else. Why would I? It's convenience on top of convenience on top of convenience, for real. So let's talk about music production apps. Now, of course, I'm on Beatmaker 3 as my main go-to app. This is still the best, hands down, overall DAW-like experience for the iPad. It has a built-in sampler, ways to import your own files and use your own sounds, your own drum kits, full AUV3 support, audio units, plugins, and all that stuff. I do use Koala Sampler every once in a while just to get some quick ideas going, and I've even recently messed around with Loopy Pro. It just feels so good on this compact device. And with some of the external gear that I've recently picked up, it's really easy to get my devices to communicate with this and get my ideas, my fresh ideas, straight into this and record it, document it, and save it for later. Once I got it all saved for later, I use apps like BandLab to store all of my loops and all of my song files, so I don't have to upload it to Dropbox or anything like that. I can look at all that stuff in session view. Using BandLab's built-in cloud feature is free. I'll put a link in the description for that too. And speaking of external gear, I don't want to forget to mention some of my favorite accessories for the iPad mini 6. First up is the first case that I bought for the iPad mini 6 when I first got it. This is the ESR case. It's a hard shell protective case that wraps around the iPad mini 6 with the traditional fold and flip portfolio cover that goes over the screen. It's pretty simple and straight to the point. It keeps the body protected, especially on the sides. It protects the aluminum body from getting scratched or dented, or if I drop it or something like that, the case will crack before the iPad will. Next up, I have one of my newer obsessions, and aesthetically, I just like the way this looks. This is the 12 South bookcase for the iPad Mini 6. I like the way it looks, I like the way it feels, and it's just an overall premium experience, especially when you're going incognito trying to carry this around. When you're out in public and you don't want everyone to know that you're carrying a $600 mini tablet on you, it's easy to carry this around and have most people fooled with your iPad mini inside of this case. It's extremely good premium build quality, and it just looks like a real book. It has this like microfiber Alcantara type cloth type material and lining on the inside, so you're not scratching up your iPad screen or any of your iPad surface at all when this is closed. It also has a little storage pocket where you can store your Apple Pencil, some cables, or even some hard drives. Speaking of an Apple Pencil, I have the alternative that is much cheaper. I believe I paid like 30 or 40 bucks for this instead of 140 bucks for the Apple Pencil 2. This works the same exact way. It's magnetic. The only difference is that it doesn't have the pressure sensitivity, or it doesn't magnetically wirelessly charge with the magnet on the iPad. So you do have to charge it via USB Type-C, which is not really a big deal to me because I'm already carrying USB Type-C accessories with me anyway. So for music production, if you follow the channel, you already know what my favorite go-to MIDI keyboard is, especially if you follow this channel. This is the X-Key Air. With something as lightweight and versatile as this iPad Mini 6, I need something to match that same energy, and the X-Key Air does just that. This is a Bluetooth MIDI keyboard that is slim and lightweight, perfect for traveling musicians or just an overall mobile iPad beat maker. It has really good battery life, and it's ultra low latency wireless Bluetooth MIDI straight to the iPad, so you don't have to plug it up into an iPad. You don't need a bunch of cables or dongles. The one thing you don't want to go completely wireless on is your headphones, especially for productivity like music production or video editing. So I have the Master and Dynamic MH40s. I absolutely love these headphones because of their lightweight, slim design, their audiophile grade sound quality, and just the overall aesthetics of this headphone. These have been out for years, and I actually believe that these are the headphones that Apple were inspired by when they made the AirPods Max. The ear cups are made of lambskin leather, so you get a nice skin-to-skin type feel when you're wearing these, and they're replaceable by magnets, so if these wear out at any time, which I haven't felt any wear and tear on these real leather material, but if you end up wearing these out, you can replace these easily by just pulling them off, just like the AirPods Max. This is mostly made with aluminum, and it has this premium finish. Just aesthetically, all of my devices, I just have to have that aesthetic, and aesthetically it just looks amazing. It feels great, and they're lightweight. Even wearing them around my neck, I don't feel fatigue at all because they don't weigh anything. These just so happen to be the Bluetooth version, but you can also use a USB Type-C to headphone jack to plug straight into your dongle or your iPad if you have a headphone jack. But in this case, we're talking about the iPad Mini 6, which does not have a headphone jack. So let's talk about dongles and hubs for this device. So if you're going to be using the iPad Mini 6 for video editing or music production, you're going to need a way to listen to your music or your sound in a more intimate way. So wearing those headphones that I just talked about, or any other headphones or any other wired headphones with the 35mm headphone jack like this one, you're going to need an adapter. So I have this USB Type-C adapter. I forget the name of it, but I'll put the link in the description. So you can use a USB Type-C adapter to plug straight into your iPad Mini 6. And that way you have no latency, no lag, going straight from your iPad Mini 6 straight to your headphones. Now, if you need extra ports for connecting external devices that use USB, or even importing and exporting files with your SSD drives and your memory cards, I use this hub stand combo from Satechi. It's made from aluminum and it doubles as a stand for your iPad. This connection is USB Type-C, so it plugs right into your iPad and provides those extra ports. If you do need a little bit more connectivity, here's an even better solution, which is a dongle type device, but at the size of a candy bar, this packs a huge punch. This too has the HDMI port for external displays. It has two USB-A ports on this side, as well as a power delivery port, and one more USB Type-A port on the other side, and your SD card slots both micro and regular SD card slot that can be used simultaneously. As a matter of fact, all of these ports can be used simultaneously, but that's not even the best part about this. This has a built-in display, a smart display that tells you all of your port information. So if you're a tech nerd like me and you like to see different port speeds and random information about your plugged in devices, your external devices, all of this stuff will show up on this screen. I also have a similar device, which is the smart SSD enclosure, where I can add up to, I believe, like 5 terabytes with the same type of display information that tells you the health and life of your SSDs. This has been the perfect setup for video editing and photo editing, as I'm able to move files back and forth super fast and see the data transfer speed in the process. If you want me to, I can do separate reviews on these devices because these are really dope. These are my favorite external dongles and SSDs right now. So let me know in the comments. I actually have links to all the stuff that I talked about in the description. So if you want to check out any of this stuff below, they are affiliate links. So if you do purchase using these links, they do help out the channel. I get a small kickback and at no additional cost to you. But if you want to help me out, go ahead and click those links in the description, especially if you're going to buy it anyway. So with all that being said, with the 8 to 9 hour battery life, using this regularly with, you know, media consumption or even some light video editing, a 6 to 7 hour battery life with heavy productivity, the iPad mini has helped me hit some major home runs when it comes to content creation and even just overall convenience. Being able to hand this over to my kids when they get bored, or even doing some last minute touch-ups or edits on the go when I'm not here in my office or around any of my other devices, this iPad mini has come in clutch time and time again. And I would love to see Apple come out with a iPad mini 6 Pro or something like it. I don't know. iPad mini Pro would be crazy. The only other thing that I do wish is that I got this with LTE. I wish I didn't just get the Wi-Fi version. I wish I did get the cellular version that has it all built in, because this would have been a lot more easier to offload files over the internet, especially on the go. And with like an iPad mini Pro device, I would expect a larger capacity for onboard storage. 256 gigs is cool, but I could use more. So if you're looking to buy the iPad mini 6 anytime soon, in 2022, 2023, I would definitely recommend this device to anybody, not just the content consumer, but the content creator as well. So this is my iPad mini 6 after 1 year. I'm Brandon Rico. Thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for rocking with the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.